Hello Year 5, welcome to guided reading today. We're going to continue with Alfred Noyes' The Highwayman, part 2. So let me share my screen with you. We're going to start with the do now. Can you complete that? And when you've finished, press unpause. Great. And so we're going to go through the answers. Number 1 is A, the dancing shoes clattered on the hall floor as the dancers moved swiftly across the corridors. Number 2 is D, the boys sniggered as their classmate walked past, hoping he wouldn't hear them. And the number 3 is E, the players were primed to play the match after their coach's motivational speech. Okay, so now we're going to read the text together. We're going to read part 2. If I pause, I would like you to read the missing word. I might ask you to read a stanza as well. Part 2. He did not come in the dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a redcoat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. Can you now read the second paragraph? Good job, nice and loud. Now I'd like you to read the missing word. They had tied her up to attention with many a jest. They had bound a beside her with the muzzle beneath her. Now keep good watch, and they kissed her. She heard the doomed man say, look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way. She, her hands behind her, but all the held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with all blood. They stretched and the hours crawled by like, till now on the stroke of cold, on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The at least was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention, with the muzzle between her breast, beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing, she would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love's refrain. Clot, 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 clot. Had they heard it? The horse hooves clear. Clot, 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 clot in the distance. Were they? That they did not hear? Down the ribbon of, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, riding. The redcoats looked to their priming. She stood up and still. Now I'd like you to read this nice and loud. Don't forget the rhyming. He turned. He spurred to the west. He did not know who stood bowed with her head over the musket, drenched with her own blood. Not till the dawn he heard it, and his face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking to the sky, with a white road behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the noon, wine red was his velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, and he lay on the highway with a bunch of lace at his, oh dear. Okay, so let's take a look at an example of the questions you're going to be answering. So, number one, in the stanza that starts with clot, 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 find and copy the words that tell us that it was easy to hear the horses. Now I'm going to underline some of the keywords that are going to help me. Words has an S, which tells me it's not just one, it's more than one. I've got to look at the stanza or the verse that starts with slot, 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 slot. And I need these words to tell me that it was easy to hear the horses. So let's go to tlot, 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 tlot. Now there are two that start with tlot, but actually it was a double one, wasn't it? So now I'm looking for words that are going to tell me that it was very easy to hear. Had they heard it? The horse hooves ringing clear, tlot, tlot in the distance, where they definitely did not hear. I think ringing clear tells me that I can hear it very easily and it's not muffled. So I think ringing clear, let me see, and it's more than one word. Let me see if I'm right. Great, it's ringing clear. I'd like you now to complete questions 1 to 3. So pause and then unpause when you have finished. Great. Now we're going to continue to the second example. Question 2. Why did the highwayman shriek a curse to the sky? So let's go to our poem, and then we're going to skim and scan, and here I can see shrieking a curse to the sky. So I'm going to read a little bit before it. I'm going to go back. One of my key words is why. How am I going to answer that? Good. I know that the first word needs to be because. I need to give a reason. So, what is the reason why he shrieked a curse to the sky? Let's take a look. So here it is. I'm going to read a few before it, a few sentences before it. Not till the dawn he heard it, and his face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. So what happened to Bess? Yeah, she died. And so he didn't hear it till the dawn, but he discovered that she was dead. And I think that's probably one reason why he would probably be screaming and shrieking a curse to the sky. So I think it's because he learned that Bess had died. Let's see. Because he discovered that Bess was dead. Great. I've got because, which answers the why, and then I've given the reason. Can you now complete questions 4 to 7? When you finish that, you can complete the extension. Return here and unpause, and we'll go through the answers. Great, I'm pleased to see that you've finished all your work. Now let's go through the answers. Number 1, they were rude or cruel, arrogant or entitled. Number 2, it emphasizes movement, which was rigid and forceful. Number 3, they're looking for one word, and that was sniggering. Number 4, it shows that the highwayman it shows what the highwayman said and that the soldiers were repeating it. Sorry, there's a typo. So the soldiers were repeating what the highwayman said, kind of in a mocking way, and that's why it was in italics. Number 5, because time passed very slowly. Number 6, it says find and copy a phrase. So if you've only written one word, I'm afraid that's not enough. You need the entire phrase, and it's shrieking a curse to the sky. Number 7, the answer is verse 8. Well done, and I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Bye.